Hi and welcome to lesson 20, where we're covering how to choose a niche, and we're into part 2 of that. In the previous lesson I talked about some of the important things to keep in mind as you choose a niche market, and I ended the lesson by asking you to brainstorm some possible topics for your information product. Today we're going to do some research to help you determine whether your topic has a good potential for success. I want to just add that my way is not the only way. What I'm going to do is simply teach what I do at this moment in time. Things do change ever more rapidly on the internet, and there may be new ways to do things, but the basic principles will always be the same. What I'm going to do is run through some examples of how to check up on a niche and see whether or not it's going to work for you. I'm going to do a couple of examples. One I'm pretty sure is going to come up as a no-no, and one I'm not sure of. First of all, let's suppose my niche selection was for UFOs. What I do is I usually start with Google, and when using Google you put quotes around your search term so that it only returns results for the exact term. We're going to go to Screenshare now. Now, as you can see, I've typed UFO into the search bar in Google and I put the quotes around it. And the first thing we are going to observe is that there are over 72 million results. So it indicates it's a pretty big subject. There are over 72 million different pages available on UFOs. So that means there's probably quite a lot of interest. But as a minus, it also means that there are an awful lot of pages to compete with. So this means that if I was to hang my hat on this niche, I'd probably need to drill down and look for some long tail keywords that would give me a better chance of getting onto page 1 if I want to pursue this niche. The next thing we want to check on Google is sponsored ads. This has only got one. Google are always changing the layout. They used to always have them at the top and at the right. At the moment they got them at the top. There's none there, having said that. And they have them at the bottom as well, and you can spot them now because they put ad there, which makes it very clear. There's somebody here that is advertising for UFOs, but if it's a profitable niche I would expect there to be more than one sponsored ad on the page. And you can do the same on Yahoo and Bing. So what it means is there's hardly anybody bidding on the UFO term. That could be a good thing, because it could mean that there's not going to be a lot of competition there if I start bidding for the same term, UFO. However, if there aren't a few people bidding, it probably means that there's not a lot of money in that niche. I'd rather see a bit more competition. I know some people say if there's low competition that's better, you've got the whole market to yourself. And some people say you need to go for something with massive competition because that means there's massive money there. It's probably good to get somewhere in the middle. But if you've only got one sponsored ad or maybe less, then I don't think it's a good sign. Now let's have a look at the sites that are up here, the top 10 sites. Well, Wikipedia is right up there. That's not an information marketing thing. UFO sightings daily. They're not going to be selling anything. That's we could have a look at it, I suppose, but I think we'll probably find that there's no real monetization here, if any. It doesn't look like there is. Sometimes you'll see that they've got a few AdWords on or something like that. This is UFO, the band, got next to. This is a news service. Info on recent sightings. There's nothing very much here. Men in Black, a film, as you're probably aware. There's nothing there on information products. Once again, that could be a good thing. It could be, if you've got an idea for an information product around UFOs, then it could be that you're going to be first into the niche with that, and you can perhaps make a killing. But it's more likely to mean that there probably isn't much money to be had in there. What I would do now is I would probably have a look at the page rank, and there are different ways of doing this, and I think this is the second website that we've got there, and you would just look it up and it gives a page rank of 3, and what you're looking for are page ranks on that Google search of 3 or below, because once they start getting over 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so, you know, big numbers, it's going to be hard to compete with them and rank your site. So if you look in and you find that there's a lot of 3s and things, that's not too bad. If we were to put in that wiki site and we look that up, it'll probably come in, yeah, you see, wiki's coming in at 5, and you'll find that Wikipedia is on most things that you search for. They'll have some ranking there, so you're not going to compete very easily with those. What you're looking for are these 3 or below, and then you know that you've got a chance of competing. Okay, so that's finished with Google, and it's not looked too promising, but we want to take it a bit further. We want to dig a bit deeper, and as I say, normally you check out the first 10 sites there, but now we want to perhaps look at keywords, and this will show traffic for searches, and there are free tools and paid which are below. If you're looking for a paid thing, Brad Callen's Keyword Elite is very good, and I recommend that because it's been around for some time and he's got a history of keeping his product updated, because a lot of products that you buy, the search engines change and everything else, they just get out of date and they don't work. But Brad Callen's Keyword Elite is very good, and if you're going to be putting up a lot of different niche sites, then you may want something like that. But what I'm concentrating on is trying to keep this free for you. So there are some free keyword search tools as well, which I've mentioned below. Okay, looking for keywords, a very good free resource is the Google Keyword Planner, and you'll find that if you do a search, look for Google Keyword Planner, and it'll come up. And you've got to have an account, you've got to sign in. You don't need to spend any money on it, but if you're going to be placing ads, you need an account anyway. And then you can, once again, you can search for the keyword. You can put in all these other things if you want, but you can just do a search for the keyword, get ideas, and it'll pop up with the average monthly searches, and you can see there are masses of them. Okay, masses of searches monthly. In the options, I would check this. That's the same as putting the quotes around it, but it's removing the quotes now. So we save that, and it'll give us specific information. Only shows closely related ideas. So it's a while since I've used this because I've not been doing any keyword research, and they've changed it around a little bit, but I've just changed the screen so you can see, and what it's doing is it's pulling up all the different keywords that have got UFO in them. I don't know why it's not picking up just UFO, but it's picking up all the different ones, and it's giving the average monthly searches. So there are plenty of searches. That's what you want. You want sort of 5,000 searches and up is great. And the keyword price is low. Generally speaking, you know, you're looking at between what, 27 to what's the highest, 71, 88. So the keyword price is low. But once again, that tells me that there's probably not an awful lot of money in this niche. If you find a niche that's got a lot of money in it, if we were to put in, for example, weight loss or something like that, and we did a search, the cost is going up. Pills for weight 146, 138 best pills, 260 for plan for weight. But if we look at keyword ideas, that comes up with a lot of other suggestions as well. So there's some pretty reasonably priced there, but you see some of the top ones, weight loss calculator, $390 you're paying for that, $329 for hypnosis for weight loss. So you can see where the money's being spent, and where the money's being spent is usually where the money is in a return. People are not going to spend big money unless they are going to get something back. So you can do a lot of research on keywords here with free tools. There is a paid tool, as I say, down below, but you don't really need that unless you're going to be doing an awful lot of niche targeting. There's also a link for this, SpyFu, down below, and you'll find this useful. There is a paid version, I think, but once again, let's try putting the quotes in and see what it comes up with. Enter. And there it bobs up with this. Now it says there's 110,000 searches a month for UFO, 550,000 globally, 5% click-through rate, 74 ranking difficulty, 9 advertisers in the last 3 months, and we'll get to see those down below. The average cost per click, what people are spending on average. So there's not a lot being spent. I mean, you'll get in some niches and you'll see literally thousands and thousands of dollars daily being spent. Here we go. Here's the most successful advertisers. Monthly budget 19,000. Got over 1 million, almost 2 million keywords. Coverage of 8%. Oh, that's looking interesting actually. And here you see it's pulled up the ad history. Log in to see results. This is for paid accounts. You get more information if you pay, but you'll get a lot of information here. Paying like a daily clicks 6 for $1, 33 at 4 cents, 21 at 6 cents, 21 at 5 cents. Last night UFO sighting. I don't know particularly why they are promoting this. Certainly not for an information product, but these are the top ads for UFO. So you get a lot of information here and you get a lot free. Obviously you get more as a paid member, but you can get enough to get an idea about what's happening in the niche that you're looking at. You can see what people are doing and what their ads look like. You can poach ads, you know, steal them. Now, because we're interested in information products, there's an awful lot of information products on Clickbank. So it's a good place to see what the competition is. So if we just type in UFO again in Clickbank, and we'll see what, there's a link for this page as well down below. And we'll see what comes up. How to capture UFO. No, I don't know what that is, but that how to get photos and videos. It's under paranormal. Gravity 0.43, so very few sales there. Gravity low again. Anything with a gravity less than 10 is really, really low and not usually worth promoting. So there's nothing much on Clickbank for it. Once again, this is an indication that probably there's not much money there to be made from this niche. Let's have a look at some sites that sell things and see what there is on eBay. Okay, so what have we got on eBay? 20 at 16, not going to make you rich. 15.69, nothing much there. Oh, best offer, nobody at it. So there's a few things here, but there's nobody really going to make much money with this. It's not like there's loads and loads of stuff being sold on UFOs. And we could have a look at the same for Amazon. And once again, look at UFO and do a search. And few bits and pieces. Once again, this is the band. So my sort of impression is that it's not particularly good niche to be in. So what I wanted to do now was have a look at something like patents or inventions, because I think there's possibly scope for an information product built around those. Once again, we've got a lot of results, 8 million or over 8 million results. And let's just have a look. Some patents doesn't really that's really what I'm thinking about. And we've got, there we go, you see we've got 3 sponsored ads at the top there. Got 3 at the bottom. Got additional links, which once again are sponsored. 92 million results. Free patent info pack. Help with your invention before you apply for a patent. That's government sites, a couple of government sites. Now these all look to be sites that are offering sort of legal advice and such on patenting. It's not so much a how to patent. And so there might be scope here for something that goes and talks about how to patent your invention, this sort of thing. If we were to go through the similar sort of process and we were to look for patent here, and we'll see what that brings up here. This is once again in Google. Patent search $74,005.29. How to patent an idea. $9.90 is the bidding price for this. Patent attorney $12. But they're all from this sort of attorney legal advice. You know, they're looking for clients they're not so much selling an information product on how to do it. But you can see from the bid price that there's money in this niche. Let's just have a look at the keywords. Here we are back at SpyFu. Let's just have a look in here. Let's just put in patents and see what that comes up with. You can in fact put in websites and it'll give you all the lowdown on a particular website. You see we're in keyword research here, SEO research, PPC research. You can get a lot of different information here. Monthly searches 27,000, globally 60,000, 7% click-through rate, quite a high difficulty in ranking. Average cost per click $2.67. Google is looking at that as being higher. Daily cost 23 people advertising in the last 3 months. 13 different home pages. But here we go. Invent help, patent lawyer, invention at home. This is the monthly budgets that people are spending. You know, they're spending this type of money. They're spending this money because they're making a profit on it. So there's a lot of money in this niche, and there may well be a case for getting a, see, this is mainly attorneys and things, for doing a how to patent your product, help with invention patent, sort of an information product, gathering information together. And it doesn't matter the fact that I don't know an awful lot about this. There will be information out there on the internet that I can pull in, but I'm going to be showing you how to build an information product. I'm going to be going through it. I'm going to build one with you. But this looks like it could be promising. But what about having a look at Clickbank and see what there is there? The video, I'm not sure how this is going to work out because I keep changing the screen size. I'm not trying to hide anything from you, I'm just trying to do this, and I'll be editing it down to try and make it as short as possible. But if we look at patents in Clickbank, see what there is there. Provisional patent application kit. You see this is the type of thing, but it's not sold any. It's not sold any. There is a product there. There's another one here, not sold any. Wonder why? Because there is a market for it. Let's just have a look at the page. $47. Okay, the page isn't too exciting, but even so, I would have thought it sold one or two of them. Let's have a look at this one. Video course. Okay, this looks a bit better, doesn't it? It's got the video on it. Send me my kit now. I think this could be improved on as well. But as I say, I'm still surprised that they haven't sold any. That's $98 they're selling that one for. So there are some things in patents there that have been done. People have had a go at monetizing this, but they've not succeeded. But there is massive money there, and there is going to be back-end money with this. All that money being spent by the attorneys means that they are making lots and lots and lots of cash. Some of them may have affiliate plans, and even if they don't, you could approach some of the attorneys that are advertising and say, what would it be worth for me to bring you clients? So you could set up your own affiliate agreement with somebody that's spending a lot of money on advertising. They're spending thousands of dollars a month on advertising. We've seen that. So if we could get a product out there that we could sell and turn over and use it as a front end, and then get the back end profits going on it, that might be an option. Let's just have a look on Amazon. We look for UFOs. Patents. Patents for dummies, I suppose, is patents, copyrights and trademark. This is one of the dummies series, and you can bet that's selling. $17.50. Patent it yourself. $13.40. Paperback. Oh no, $13.40 to rent. $33.48 to buy. So there are books out there on it. Where else do we want to look? eBay. It's just a case of whether we could put something together. Patents for sale. People patented ideas and they're trying to sell them. See, that might be another thing, you know, you patent it and then resell it. Something that we could include in our course. Okay, so that's the sort of thing we go through, and we dig deep, and we look for the low-hanging fruit. How to patent your idea. Let's just 622 4084. They're high if we're going to be looking for AdWords, and that's perhaps why some of these information products haven't sold, because they've gone out there and they're selling them at $37 or something like that. And if you're paying $6, if you're bidding $6, you've got to have a very, very high sales ratio to get anywhere near breaking even, unless you've got a big back end. And that is perhaps why those information products haven't done well, and therefore they're not attracting the affiliates, and because once you can start showing a good earnings per click, you can attract affiliates in and they'll promote it as well. But you've got to get it off the ground, and it's expensive to get off the ground. But this is interesting, and it's something that I'll be having a think about. So to get back to our flying saucers, you Google in your topic in quotes, and you look at how many results, how many paid ads, what kind of sites are in the top 10. I've got this down below as well. You want to try and get plenty of searches, but find a sweet spot in between massive and tiny. You don't want it too obscure. You want something that's got there and got some potential for cash. The more paid ads, it means that there are more competitors, but it does mean that there's a lot of money involved in it. We saw that there wasn't much here with our UFOs. Then you want to analyze the top 10 sites. What kind of sites are they? Does it look like you can get up there and rank on that page? From what I've seen with patents, it would be difficult. I mean, I've not looked at the page rankings. I didn't even bother looking at the page rankings. But I know from experience that it's going to be difficult to get a high ranking on Google there, unless you're paying for a sponsored ad. SpyFu came up with some good and interesting information. You can always look at that. You can look at your advertisers. How many advertisers are there? How much traffic are they getting? How much are they spending daily? What are they advertising? You can see their adverts on SpyFu. And you can always check as well. It's always interesting to see if any of the advertisers that are there, you can go deeper into this and see if they've got an affiliate program. Look for the potential of back-end promotions. As I say, I think there may well be strong back-end possibilities with the patent or invention sort of niche. Check it out on Clickbank, see what's going on there. We saw there are products there, but they've not been selling. And eBay, there are products on eBay and there are products in Amazon. What I want you to do is take some action steps now. I want you to take the niches that you've been thinking about and go through the research processes that I used in this lesson and answer these 4 questions for yourself for each topic that you're considering. How big is the niche? How competitive is the niche? What's the potential profitability of the niche? And what about back-end products for the niche? So that's the first thing I want you to do. And then secondly, I want you to choose a niche that seems to have a good balance. One that you feel interested and keen to pursue. And we'll be further refining it in the next lesson. Because once you've identified a potentially lucrative niche, what you need to do is go the extra mile and dig deeper. You need to zoom in on the market and find out exactly what they want. And that is perhaps where people fall down, and that's perhaps why the information products that we've seen that are there for the patent or inventions just haven't taken off. Okay, the sales pages weren't the best, but they weren't the worst, and you would have expected some sales from them. But when you're in a competitive niche and there's high bid prices for advertising, sometimes it's just difficult to get it off the ground. But there are some simple ways of surveying the market and focusing your topic to give it the best chance of success, and I'll be detailing those strategies in the next lesson. So look out for lesson 21. Get your action steps done. Do all the research you can. The more research you can do, the better. It'll clarify things in your mind, and it'll help you to understand what you're doing and where you're going. And so many people fail because they don't take enough time to actually go through and do all the research they possibly can on the niche that they're going to be pursuing. As always, you're welcome to post your questions and comments below. So that's it. God bless, and I'll see you in the next lesson.